Hello students, I Ms. Sunita Kharchane from SV Union School and Junior College welcome you all to English Kumar Bharati Standard 10 1.5 Joan of Arc Part 2. Students, in the first part of the session, we have learned about the meeting and conversation between Joan, Steward and Captain Robert E. Baudricourt, and also the demand which were put forth by John to Captain Robert de Baudricourt. So let's continue the same conversation in the second and the last part of the session. Robert, shocked to free Orleans. So when Robert heard that this girl, young girl of 17 to 18 is going to free Orleans, he's shocked to hear this. Joan, simply, yes, squire. Squire means a person of a high official rank. 3 men will be enough for you to send with me. Polly and Jack have promised to come with me. So she is very simply, very casual. She is there in her approach and he says, yes, squire. 3 men will be enough for you to send with me. Polly. Polly, full name is Monsieur Bertrand de Poligny. And Jack have promised to come with me. So she says 2 people have promised to come with me, that is Polly and Jack, and only 3 men I will be requiring for you to send with me. Robert, you mean Monsieur de Poligny? Monsieur is a word used in French for Mr. So he is having a doubt in his mind and he says, you mean Monsieur de Poligny is going to come along with you? Joan, yes, squire. Jack will come willingly. He is a very kind gentleman and gives me money to give to the poor. I think John Godse will come and Dick the archer and the servants Joan of Horncourt and Julian. There will be no trouble for you, squire. I have arranged it all. You have only to give the orders. She has arranged and well planned everything, that who are the people going to go with her. Those are Jack, Polly, then John Godsave, Dick the archer, the servants, Joan of Horncourt and Julian. So these are the people who are going to accompany her. And she is saying, now I am just waiting for your orders. That once you give the orders to me, I will go to meet the Dauphin. Robert to the steward. Is it true about Monsieur de Poligny? So he is having a doubt in his mind. How is it possible that Monsieur de Poligny, that is Polly, is also going to accompany this girl? Steward eagerly. Yes, sir. And about Monsieur de Metz too. They both want to go with her. Steward said not only Polly, that is not only Monsieur de Poligny, but also Monsieur de Metz. They both want to go along with her, that both want to accompany this girl to go to meet Dauphin. Robert goes to the window and shouts into the courtyard, send Monsieur de Poligny to me, will you? He turns to Joan. Get out, wait in the yard. Yard means area of a land adjacent to a building. So now he want to make a confirmation with Monsieur de Poligny, that is to Polly, and so he goes to the window and shouts into the courtyard, send Monsieur de Poligny to me, will you? John smiling brightly at him. Right, squire. She goes out. Robert to the steward. Go with her. Stay within call and keep your eye on her. I shall have her up again. And so Robert, he is not having a trust upon this girl, and he says to him, to the steward, go with her, stay within call, stay very close because I may call you anytime, and keep your eye on her. That means keep a close watch on this girl. The steward retreats hastily, that means he moves away in a hurry. Bertrand de Poligny, that is Polly, what I said previously. Bertrand de Poligny, Monsieur, that is Mr. Bertrand de Poligny. This is the full name of Polly. A French guard enters, salutes and stands waiting. Robert. She says you, Jack and Dick have offered to go with her. What for? Do you take her crazy ideas of going to Dauphin seriously? So now he is trying to make a confirmation with this person, with Poligny, and he is saying that you, Jack and Dick all are offering her to go with her. And for what purpose are you going along with her? Do you take such a mad ideas to going to Dauphin seriously? Poligny slowly. There is something about her. It may be worth trying because there are no hopes to free Orleans. They have done all necessary things attempt to free Orleans. But now only that this was the last chance they had, and so he says, there is something about her. It may be worth trying. That means some miraculous quality she has, he says, and it may be worth trying to free Orleans. Robert, oh come on, Polly, you must be out of your mind. Out of your mind means you are crazy. Pauline unmoved. Unmoved means not affected by emotions or excitement. What is wrong with it? The Dauphin is in Chinon like a rat in a corner, except that he won't fight. The English will take Orleans. He will not be able to stop him. And so he's saying that he is unmoved, and he said, what is wrong with it? He said, let us have a try. He said, the Dauphin. He is hiding in Chinon. He has taken a refuge in Chinon. Dauphin is in Chinon like a rat in a corner, except that he won't fight. The Dauphin will not do anything to free Orleans. Now Chinon, it is one of the cities in France where the royal family resided during the 100 Years' War. The Dauphin took the refuge in Chinon, and like a rat in a corner, except that he won't fight. And he says, we do not have any hope from Dauphin. He won't fight to free Orleans. The English will take Orleans. He will not be able to stop them. So there is no other hope than to have a trust on this girl, Joan. Robert, he bet the English the year before last at Montargis. I was with him. So Robert is trying to favor Dauphin, and he says that he bet the English the year before last. That means I have seen Dauphin. He has defeated the English the year before last at Montargis. I was with him, so he's trying to favor Dauphin. Pauline, but his men are cowed. Okay, he must have defeated, he's saying. But the soldiers are cowed now. Cow means they are frightened now. And now he can't work miracles, and no miracles can work upon these people now. And I tell you that nothing can save our side now but a miracle. He said, now all the attempts are lost, he said. We have tried everything now. But now only one thing we have, only miracles can save us. Robert, miracles are all right, Polly. The only difficulty about them is that they don't happen nowadays. So again, Robert is trying to take the idea of going to Dauphin along with this girl to Pauline. And so he's saying miracles are there. They must be in existence. But I don't think so. They work nowadays. Pauline, I used to think so. I'm not sure so now. There is something about her. So Pauline is saying that even I used to think that miracles are not there, he said. But I don't know. There is something about her. There are some qualities in that girl. I think the girl herself is bit a miracle, he said. There is no miracle qualities in girl, he said. The girl herself is bit a miracle, he says. And anyhow, this is our last chance. Let's see what she can do. So when there are no hopes, they thought that only this girl can save. Some miracle can only work, and the girl had a bit of miracle in her. And so they want to take the last chance. Robert wavering. Wavering means hesitatingly. You really think that even though he has a doubt, he is not getting convinced with the thing that the girl can save the Orleans. Pauline turning. Is there anything else left for us to think? Let's take a chance. Her words have put fire into me. And so Pauline he's turning and he's saying that, see, that there is no other option or no other alternative for us to save Orleans. Let's take a chance. Her words have put fire in me. That means she has motivated me a lot. Robert, giving up. View. View means when a person is tired, expression of being tired. That means he's tired of making these people, to make them stop to go along with this girl to Dauphin. But he's tired now. You are as mad as she. So already he has declared this girl is mad because she is going to free Orleans. And he says that along with this girl, you all have gone mad now. Pauline. Obstinately. Obstinately means very firmly and stubbornly. We want a few mad people now. See where the sane ones have landed us. So Pauline is saying, yes, we actually want some few mad people. Mad people who are mad with patriotism. Mad people who wants to do something for the nation. We want mad people, he said. See where the sane ones have landed us. Sane ones. See where the intelligent and wise people have landed us into. They have landed us into problem. So now let us try with the mad people. Robert, I feel like a fool. Still, if you feel sure. Robert saying, this plan, I don't think so it's going to work. It is totally a foolish plan. Polly, I feel sure enough to take her to Chinon unless you stop me. Polly say, I am ready to take this girl to Chinon, but until and unless you stop me. Robert, do you think I ought to have another talk with her? So Robert is saying, do you think I must talk to her? Ought means we can say must. He's saying, should I speak to this girl once again? Pauline going to the window. Yes, John, come up. John enters. So Pauline is not waiting for any other thing. He just call up the girls up and he say, John comes up. John enters. Pauline gravely. Gravely means in a very serious manner. Be seated, John. Robert, what is your name? John, they call me Jenny in Lauren. So she's been called by 3 names. So when Robert asked her what is your name, because when he met this girl he did not ask the name, but now he is asking the name to this girl, what's your name? She said, they call me Jenny in Lauren. Lauren is her birthplace. Here in France I am Joan. The soldiers call me the maid. The maid means what? The unmarried young girl is called as a maid. Robert, how old are you? Joan, 17, so they tell me. It might be 19, I don't remember. So she does not know anything. She's not bothered about anything. She has only one thing in her mind, that she wants to go according to the vision of the saints, and she wants to meet the Dauphin to free the Orleans. Robert, I suppose you think raising a siege is as easy as chasing a cow out of a meadow? You think soldiering is anybody's job? So now again he's trying to threaten her. He's trying till the end to threaten her. So he asks her, I suppose you think raising a siege. Raising a siege means surrounding from all sides and attacking to remove the forces surrounding a place. So he says that, do you think that Orleans is all surrounded by the English people? And do you think that you are going to attack the English people and free the people of Orleans? Do you think that raising a siege is so easy? Is it as easy of chasing a cow out of a meadow? Meadow means a grass field. You think soldier is anybody's job? Do you think soldier is very easy job that anybody can take it? Joan, I don't think it can be very difficult if God is on your side. So Joan is a God-fearing girl. She's a religious girl, and she says that I don't think anything is difficult because God is on our side, she said. Robert grimly in a serious manner. Have you ever seen English soldiers fighting? Have you ever seen them plundering, burning, turning the countryside into desert? Plundering means stealing good, using force in a time of war. So he says that, do you think that it's easy to fight with this English soldier? He says, have you seen them plundering? Have you seen them stealing the thing from the people at the time of war? They burn all the things. And they turn all the places, they burn all the things, and they turn all the countryside into desert. Have you heard no tales of the prince who is the devil himself, or of the English king's father? So he's trying to threaten by all the ways to this girl, by giving her a fear of the soldiers, by giving her the threatening of the English king's father, about the prince who is the devil himself. But all the words are turning deaf on her ears. Joan, you do not understand, Squire. Our soldiers are always beaten because they are fighting only to save their skins. And the shortest way to save your skin is to run away. So Joan says, you do not understand, Squire, she said. Till now, our soldiers have been beaten up because they only fight to save their skin. That means they are just fighting to protect themselves. When they see that there is some danger thing, or some enemies are there, they try to save their life and they run away from there. And the shortest way to save your skin is to run away. So our people have been cowed. They run away at the sight of the enemy. But I will teach them all to fight for France. So she said, but now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to motivate them. I'm going to teach them how to fight for France and not just to fight to save their skin. Then they will drive the soldiers before them like a ship. You and Polly will live to see the day when there will be no English soldier on the soil of France. Robert to Pauline. This may all be nonsense, Polly, but the troops might just be inspired by it, though nothing that we say seemed to put any fire into them. Even the Dauphin might believe it, and if she can put some fight into him, she can put it into anybody. And so he's saying that Robert is expecting that, see, only inspiring the people is not going to help. You have to put fire into them so they may fight for our nation, she says. And if Dauphin may should also have a trust upon the people, and if she can put some fire into him, she can put it anybody. So she has to put the same fire into the soldiers and also into the Dauphin, so that they may get motivated and they may fight to win the Orleans. Robert turning to Joan, now you listen to me and don't cut in before I have time to think. Your orders are that you are to go to Chinon under the escort of this gentleman and 3 of his friends. So Robert, he turns to Joan and he says, now listen to me, don't interrupt me at all, he says. Your orders are that you are to go to Chinon to meet the Dauphin and under the escort. That means I will be sending guards and some people to accompany you, of the gentleman and the 3 of his friends. Joan, radiant, clasping her hand, oh, thank you, Squire. Pauline, how is she to get into the royal presence? So Pauline is saying, okay, fine, now if you are allowing her to go, how she can go to the royal presence now? That is a question. Robert, I don't know. How did she get into my presence? I will send her to Chinon and she can say I sent her. Then let come what may. I can do no more. So Robert is saying, now I do not know now how she came to meet me. The same way she has to go over there to Chinon. And when she goes over there, she can say that I have sent her. Let come what may. I can do no more. He said, now whatever problem comes, I don't know what may happen after that. But I am ready for everything. Joan, and the dress? I may have a soldier's dress, Squire. So Joan is saying, now how should I go to the royal presence? What type of dress should I wear? Should I wear the soldier's dress? Robert, take what you please, I wash my hands off. So he is not convinced to send this girl. Although Captain Robert Baudricourt gave the consent, he did not give it wholeheartedly. He was not convinced with the thing that the girl is going to go to meet Dauphin to free Orleans. And he says that I wash my hands off it. That means I don't take any responsibility after it. Joan, wildly excited by the success. Come, Polly, she dashes out. She's so much excited that she's going to meet Dauphin and she's going to go to fight to get Orleans into the control of France. Robert, shaking Pauline's hand, goodbye, old man. I'm taking a big chance. Few other men would have done it, but as you say, there is something about her. So at the end, even he also came to know that there is something in that girl, something miraculous in this girl. And so he said, goodbye now. I'm taking a big chance of sending this girl to Dauphin. Pauline, yes, there is something about her. Goodbye. And so Pauline say, yes, there is something into this girl. What miracle she has, she's going to put motivation, she's going to put fire into everyone to free the Orleans. The student, this is the end of the play Joan of Arc. Thank you.